Welcome back for another episode with your favorite Project Lead the Way teacher, Mr. Spade. Today what we're going to be doing is going through the review for my first test on physical properties. This would be a video series for those who missed a lot of classes, need just a quick review before they take the test, or it's for somebody that retake the test. So I'm going to ask that if you're going to retake the test, that you watch all these videos, take notes, do some practice problems, that when you come back and take it again, improve. So let me share my screen with you and we can get started. So I'm going to be using this workspace right here so you guys can see what it is I'm writing. However, what I'd like to do is just give you a rundown. Today we're going to be working on area. And this is a really good worksheet that you will have during the test. So don't worry about memorizing area formulas or anything like that. You have it all right here. You have circle, rectangle, and triangle, and I guarantee you those are the only ones you're going to use. Okay? So a great area problem that we've done in the past is something like this. This is in fact on your review guide. But this problem asks you to figure out what is the area of a complex shape, 6, and it makes you think as far as how do we break this down? Because you're going to have a problem where you're going to have to break down a complex shape into simpler shapes. Now this one in particular we've broken down a couple times. So let's go through it really quick. We have a triangle, and we're going to have 3 rectangles, 1, 2, 3. And you notice that some of those dimensions you need to figure out on your own. Let's take the triangle, for instance. We know that the distance from here to here is 62. But we also know that the distance from here to here is 32. We know that from over here. I should say we're in feet right now for all of this. So what does that mean? That means 62 minus this 32 leaves us 30 at the base. So essentially what we have is a triangle that is 30 at the base and 60 at the height. We can find from our area formula that area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 times base times height. So in this case, we would have 1/2 multiplied by 30 multiplied by 60. Okay. Plugging that in on my calculator, I have 1/2 or 0.5 multiplied by 30 multiplied by 60, and I get 900. 900, and we just calculated something that had 30 feet times 60 feet multiplied by 1/2, but that was just a constant. So we had feet times feet, that is feet squared. Our area is measured in units squared, which is always the case, be it surface area or just regular area. Let's go on to our other rectangles. We have a rectangle here that is 32 by 50 feet. So area of a rectangle, we look at our formula sheet and we see its length times width. Literally both numbers multiplied by one another. So equal to 32 times 50. Grab a calculator. 30 or 1,600. And again, same thing, square feet. We have another rectangle over here, but we need to figure out what its dimensions are. We know this was supposed to be 24. This is 80 total. Sorry, this was 8, and this is 22. From there to there. 22. So we have 22. Just going to go like this. 22 by, how tall is it? So we've gone up 32, down 6. So we know that from right there to there is 26. 26 plus 6 equals 32. And of course, I didn't draw this per scale because that 22 looks really skinny. So the area of that rectangle, 22 times 26, and I get 572. Again, length times width. Sorry, 572 feet squared. So that's that one. Then the only other one that we have left is right here. That's 8 by 32. So here's my, should be my really skinny one. Length times width again equals 8 times 32. And 8 multiplied by 32, 256 feet squared. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different areas because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different shapes in our overall complex shape. To get the overall area, we need to add all these up. So area is equal to 900 plus 1600 plus 572 plus 256. These are all in square feet. 900 plus 1600 plus 572 plus 256. I get 3,328 square feet. Okay. Last thing that I want to talk about on area is a circle. Area of a circle is equal to pi 1/2 times, pi times radius squared. Area of a circle. Pi, of course, is 3.14. And then we need to understand the difference between diameter, that's diameter, and radius. Radius is half the way across the circle. Diameter is the whole way. So in math terms, if I have diameter and I divide it by 2, that equals my radius. Right? If I divide this up in half, I get 1 radius. Other way around, if I multiply my radius by 2, I get my diameter. That's something we need to be very, very good at going into these both volume and area problems. So let's say I have a radius. Let's say I have a diameter of 1.25 inches. So how do I get my radius? So I'm going to take my radius is equal to 1.25. I'm going to divide it in half. So 1.25 divided by 2, 0.625. So I'm going to go 0.625 squared. So how do I type this into my calculator? Well, if you have a calculator like this, it's very easy. You can even go pi, because they have a pi button, multiplied by 0.625, and then squared. 1.23, I would round that to. Inches squared, again, because we're using area of a circle. Now, if I have a dummy calculator that doesn't have a square button or a pi button, I would just go 3.14, which is an approximation for pi, multiplied by 0.625 times 0.625, because that is 0.625 squared. You're just multiplying it by itself. And notice I get the same answer. About the same answer. I approximated pi here to 3.14. But I would still round this to 1.23. I hope that clears up area for you. I'm going to do a couple more videos here to get you caught up and ready for the test. So please let me know if this helps out. Thanks a lot. Bye.